I'm Hazel, and with me today is Monica, who's the editor-in-chief and founder of Music News Asia, a music news portal with a focus on digital technology, which is pretty cool. I guess one of its kind, really. Monica's had vast experience as a music agent, a musician, a promoter, and lots of experience in the PR space as well. Her insights into problems faced by artists have been real, and that's led her to wanting to set up M&A as a platform which she believed could provide artists with more sustainable options in monetizing their work, which really is the most important part about the artistry of music. Through M&A, she hopes to connect business enterprises with artists to find solutions and also to create more collaborative opportunities. Monica, thank you so much for being with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
Great. So, in your own words, Monica, what's M&A and what does it do for artists?
M&A is a news portal. You know, it's where information are out there. You know, there's so many information in Asia alone. You know, that could help generate more money. I guess more businesses from artists. And I believe so much. People just need a voice, and M&A is the platform for that, where they could get information, where they could connect with people, where they could really learn and be part of the industry in Asia.
Makes me wonder how artists did it before. Like, how are they doing it when they weren't connected to each other? How are they doing it when they didn't have global understanding of trends?
In the past, I mean, they depend on labels. We're the small cat, and we want to depend on label. They're going to give us the rights and the money. But in the past, labels have been just the sole provider of everything. But now, the internet is you can go there and record a piece of music and put it on YouTube immediately. And who could do that before? And it's so easy. It's so
true.
easy.
So true. That brings us on to the next one. What do you think is the biggest trend that artists benefit from in 2016 that they otherwise would never have had in 2006, for example?
There's a lot of online marketing services for music alone, and it's so vast. If you just Google them, you'll find lots of forums talking about where, how, anything. It's out there, But the tools, we want to introduce it to our readers. And I think many people just don't know about them.
Right.
But once we give one, I guess the rest will come.
Absolutely. So what is the biggest trend that, that is going on in the music industry for artists today? I think earlier when we were having breakfast, we were talking about the rise of technology and the rise of digital as a tool that any artist could use that they previously couldn't. We were also talking about Justin Bieber and how he became the next best thing just using YouTube. So what is it like out there for artists today?
I guess social media, everyone knows what Twitter could do, what Facebook could do. Of course, if you're in China, then you use WeChat, you use Baidu, or there's so many out there. It really depends where you come from and which market you want to expose yourself to.
That's right.
Let's say if you are an artist from China, you want the market to be in China. But of course, unless you want to go out of China, there's Asia, there's the rest of the world, and so I guess the social media. There's these big data companies who are there to help you, and you can just sign up, register, and they will monitor your Facebook and social media for you, and they will tell you what you're not doing right.
Right.
And you just need to pay them a kind of small fee, I guess. Yeah.
Very interesting. Super interesting. What do you think are some of the challenges that an artist face today that otherwise they would never have faced in the past? So we talk about the great news, which is digital as a tool that they can spread their voice anywhere and everywhere. What do you think is the biggest disadvantage that they face today that they probably never did before?
Well, so many people they call themselves artists. They can sing, they can play an instrument, but really, what's so special about you, right?
I like that. Interesting. Tell them more. Tell us more.
You know, we have so many artists that, you know, they want to be the next big thing. You know?
Right.
But I mean, just, you know, we're talking about somebody who's from Malaysia right now, Yuna. She's got this amazing voice. You know, I love her.
I know.
She sounds so much better live. And her voice just attracts you.
Right.
And she uses her voice to write music that is really suitable to her voice. You know, it incorporates jazz, electronic music, and so she found what's special about herself, and she put that out onto YouTube, onto social media, and people were just attracted to, you know, very specialized content.
Yeah.
And if you don't have something that, you know, if you want to be the next Justin Bieber, I advise you to stop right now and recalibrate, you know, how you want to be. If you want to be Justin Bieber, fine, but you can be a more jazzy Justin Bieber or, you know, somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, it's up to you. You have to come up with a creative, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's really difficult though to find out what is so special about you when you just know that you're special. It is a bit difficult. Does M&A provide you with some kind of guideline or some kind of a list of 10 questions to get you into your deep core zen where, you know, you really begin to understand that special part of you? Because I guess that's the core of a really high caliber artist compared to anyone else, right?
I think if you want to really be big, I guess there's so many parts that comes into play. So it's really about marketing yourself. It's really about how your voice attract a certain age group. There's so many aspects to how you want to grow this, right? And so I think one of the main things are, you know, just be yourself, I guess, you know.
And isn't that the most difficult thing to do these days?
It's so, I mean, it's kitsch, right? To say, you know, hey, you know, just be yourself. You know, everybody says that.
Yeah, and then they tell you like a million things that's wrong with you.
Yes. But I think we want to take that approach and say, hey, let's interview some executives, you know, who has been in the industry for over maybe 15, 20 years, even 30 years. They are normally, you know, executives from music labels, you know, even a startup company that's been doing this for over 10 years. What if, you know, they could give us some kind of trend, some kind of advice? You know, that's why we have this popular part of the website where we, you know, we ask them questions and about trend, demand in the market, and hopefully this will also help them.
Okay, so if I were an artist, you know, and you were giving me advice and you only have either or, right? Would you tell me to focus more on my quality or would you tell me to focus more on my marketing and branding? So given that I'm a reasonably good singer, like reasonably good, which one would you tell me to focus more on?
It's a tough question. Many artists go different ways, I guess. Some would like to focus more on songwriting, you know, or some would like to say, hey, you know, I like a manager to help me out here, you know, do the marketing for me. It really depends, you know, there's no right or wrong answer to this, you know, but please get your music heard, even if it's just cover. If you think your voice is so special, even singing any cover music, any cover song would attract people, then do it. You know, go and sing in bars, you know, hopefully attract some kind of, you know, audience, and maybe you'll get a small fan base to start with, but hey, that's something.
What is the quickest, surest way of me, say for example, as an artist, I'm not an artist, but say for example, I am an artist, what is the quickest, surest way of me being discovered? So how would you, you know, share maybe the top 5 things that I would start to do and heavily invest in terms of time or energy to get seriously discovered, not just locally, but also globally?
Well, definitely, you know, social media plays a huge role. You don't need anybody but yourself, you know, to register onto, you know, Facebook or even YouTube. You know, sing something every week. You know, sing a song or say, you know, how do I write a song, a piece of music? You know, share with your audience what you're good at. You know, if you think songwriting is your core skill, do it. You know, run like a workshop. You know, there's so many on YouTube. You know, about makeup, about how to fix a car. I mean, you can just do basically anything.
Not just do your typical live band in a bar.
Many people go through down that route, you know, thinking that they would really make it, you know. But we're in Malaysia, you know, if you want to one day get your song to Korea, let's say, sign up to a music conference.
Yeah.
You know, go to a music conference, meet the labels, catch them. Don't be afraid. I think in this culture we're just so fearful,
right?
You know, what if my song isn't that great?
Yeah.
But really, you need to just go out there.
Yeah.
You know?
So pay attention online, but also pay attention offline, and have lots of courage to just figure out how to get your next best step out there. So, you know, I really want to know, how can music be monetized well? There are a lot of people that I talk to, and, you know, they say they're an artist and they're producing music, but they're not making any money out of it, right? There is a big challenge of the creative industry not getting enough money back in return for their creativity. How can an artist monetize very effectively in a shorter period of time rather than going through long periods of time and then hopefully making money later on?
What comes into my head right now is this two option. You know, there's many, but these two are one of the most important that you need to, you know, start with. So the first one is live music. You know, if you want to get your stuff out there, take all the opportunity, apply to all the music festivals around. You know, there's Music Matters, you know, in Singapore. There is the Jakarta Warehouse Project, that's for DJs in Jakarta. There's so many everywhere. And so really just write to the producer or the festival organizer. The internet is out there, everyone's email is online. Just do it.
Yeah.
You know, and secondly, of course, the more conventional way, still the millennial would use it, is to, you know, be on Spotify, be on iTunes.
Yeah.
There are various social media out there, you know, who could do the same.
Yeah.
So, of course, what's being set up in Singapore recently, there's this big data company called Know What's Loved,
right.
you know. They'll be so happy for me to, you know, talk about them today. But basically, they run the datas for you. You
right.
know? If you have 1,000 likes on your Facebook page, they will know. If you have 1 million views on Facebook, they will know.
Right.
And then the music promoters would then look at these datas and say, hey, you know, she's great. She's getting so many likes and views on YouTube and social media. And that's how these promoters want to find the next Justin Bieber.
Right. That's really, really interesting. So, you know, that is one way of monetizing, I guess, you know, making sure that you're heard live or online or offline or whatever it is. But really, how does one get the big bucks?
It's a very tough question.
How does one make this something that they can really, truly have as a full-time career rather than something that happens once in a while with music festivals?
Well, keep it up. I guess you need to follow up on, you know, you don't want to just perform in one music festival. You want to perform in many.
Just constantly,
Yes, so network. I guess a lot of artists don't like to talk to people, don't like to network, and that's why they have managers and people like us who talks about them.
Right.
So I guess go and...
Do your own networking.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Well, not everybody is good at that.
Yeah.
You know, but you need to.
But you got to do that. Yeah, you got to make sure that you balance out the business with the passion of music. So let's say, for example, I wanted to collaborate with labels or you know, other potential partners. What do I look out for? What do I not look out for? And is it just Spotify and iTunes that are the people that I would, you know, sign up contracts with potentially? How does this work?
There's a lot of indie labels out there always looking for, you know, an artist to sign up to. If you are a DJ, let's say, you know, and you are into electronic music, which has been popular over the past 10 years, you know, it grew from China to, you know, there's so many festivals just on electronic music.
Yeah.
And so I guess, well, I don't guess, but I try to make a good guess here.
Right, good guess,
you know?
okay, yeah.
A good guess is really, you know, decide on what genre, you know, you perform in. You know, if, let's say, you're electronic music, search for an agency that are really good in your network around the electronic music scene. And if, let's say, oh, I found this electronic music festival, the one and only in China, called Storm, and they are huge. You know, go and speak to them.
Right.
You know, and say, hey, would you be interested? You know, normally they would look for the very famous artists.
Of course.
You know, but hey, you know, you can suggest things. You know, the music entertainment business is so wide and creative. You can suggest anything, and people would still take it. This is not corporate finance, or you know, so there's no rules to this. You know, do whatever you like. You know, plan it out and execute it.
Beautiful, Monica. That's been great. I think you know, from here, how can our friends back home connect with you? How can they connect with M&A and probably get more insights and perspectives going forward?
Well, we have our website. It's musicnewsasia.com, and you can write to me, of course, at it's Monica at musicnewsasia.com.
Are you going to give out your number as well? Right.
Write to me first, please. I'll answer your emails.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much, Monica, for being with us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.